Hi guys, so I'm kind of calling this a general update video because I know that I promised you guys in my last video that I would do a couple different videos, one of them being a career update because I did have so much happen with my career. And then on top of that, we were in the middle of a move. But instead of making two separate videos for both life changes, I'm just going to do it all in one shot, give you guys the rundown of everything that happened because it was a lot. So if y'all just bear with me, I promise I will tell you guys everything that happened. There will be complete transparency. I'm not going to hide anything. That's part of the reason that I do this channel, is because I do not want to hide anything. I want to be as real as possible, and sometimes I feel like unless I put it out there on social media, then I'm hiding it. For the record, you guys, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to message me on here. I will also link my Facebook and my Instagram down below. So if you want to message me on either of those platforms, please feel free to do so. I will answer any questions that you guys have. No problem whatsoever. Where to begin? Okay, so let's go back to, let's do, so we'll go back all the way to July of 2019. So in July of 2019, my family, and at this point when I refer to my family, I am talking about my entire family. So me, my husband, our daughter, my mother-in-law, and my brother-in-law were in the process of moving. We moved from De Pere, Wisconsin to Green Bay, or I should say from De Pere, Wisconsin back to Green Bay, because we moved from Green Bay to De Pere in 2017. We had no choice but to move at that point in 2019 because the landlord of the property where we were staying sold the property. It wasn't that we were late on rent or anything like that. We weren't being evicted because of late rent. It was solely because the landlord decided to sell the property. Also, at this point, my father-in-law was now permanently a resident in a nursing home. Due to his rapidly declining health, he could no longer be cared for at home. So July of 2019, we moved from De Pere to Green Bay. My daughter's school in De Pere was right across the street from the house that we were living in. So in between working these crazy hours, because at that point I was working with the temp agency and they were sending me to those assisted living homes in Neenah, Appleton, Oshkosh, that kind of area. So we get settled into this new house that is also owned by the landlord of the house that got sold. Once we moved in there, for the first couple of months, we weren't sure how much we were going to be paying the landlord in rent because he never told us. put some of the, we were putting rent in escrow. After moving to this house, my daughter's school was like 3 minutes from home, so that meant my husband had to get up every morning and take her to school because we lived just close enough to the school that she didn't qualify for busing, but far enough away from the school where in order for her to walk to school, and she was only 9 at this point, she was 9 years old, we lived far enough away from the school that she would have had to cross a major intersection while walking to school, and neither myself nor anybody of the adult nature in my immediate household rather, felt comfortable with her walking. So my husband was getting up every morning and taking her to school, along with taking me to work when I had to work. And then when I was at work and my daughter was at school, if he felt the notion, he was going out and doing DoorDash. Usually he saved his DoorDash runs for when I had my days off or after I was done with work and home, so that one of my daughter's parents was always there with her. If it was an absolute necessity that he ran out and did DoorDash, then my mother-in-law was there. So I then left the medical field because at that point I was constantly working either a third or a second shift, and I was never home with my daughter when it came to school, or when I was home I was asleep because I had worked all these hours. So I then got a job at Walmart, kind of followed in my family footsteps because my mother worked at Walmart, my husband worked at Walmart, and then I worked at Walmart. I didn't last very long at Walmart because if anybody worked at Walmart knows their point system, if you get, what are they called? They're called, I want to say they were called demerits. So if you got 5 demerits on your system, you were terminated. And they didn't care what the reason. They did not accept doctor's notes. So if for whatever reason I had to go to the doctor, they didn't accept the doctor's note. If I had to take my kid to the doctor and it interfered with work, they didn't accept that, and it was an automatic demerit. And the only thing that they gave me time off for without any demerits was I got 3 days bereavement when my father-in-law passed away. My father-in-law passed away in December 2019. Ironically, a week before my husband's birthday, my father-in-law passed away. So, I was able to take bereavement without any repercussions from Walmart. However, if anybody knows anything about Walmart likes to hire a lot of really young, what I call underage cashiers to work the front end. And when I say underage, I mean under 18. You have to be, in the state of Wisconsin, you have to be 18 years old or older to sell alcohol and cigarettes. So 9 times out of 10, if I was on the register for whatever reason, they would move me from whatever register I was on to register number 13, which was the alcohol and tobacco line. And I would always end up getting out of work almost an hour or hour and a half after I was scheduled to be done with work, because when you're on the alcohol line, you have to wait for your replacement to show up before you can leave that line unattended. Or not unattended, but before you can leave that line, period. And so I ended up leaving Walmart because I just didn't like the way that they treated their employees, and I didn't like their point system. I thought it was ridiculous. My mother even said when she worked there, they didn't have that point system, and it was really, really stupid. So I got back into the healthcare field. After Walmart, I went with a company called Visiting Angels, which is